Are you ready? For this banging of a video. Speaking of hilarious jokes, update on Subliminal, first one ever. I don't really know what I'll be calling these in the future. These could be devlogs or just blogs, or really just videoing my shameful progress on this game that I've been making. For those who don't know, Subliminal is a platformer-based acrobatic car game that I'm developing on the side. It's basically like a hobby. I've been on this for a few years now. It's just like a part-time thing aside from my job. And I finally decided to finish this by May 2023. That's right, May of 2023. What? There we go. Purple gang. So you might ask, Filthy Pet, what are we doing here? Why are we watching you fumble with the whiteboard and a marker in your hands? Well, I will say that's another very good question, viewer. The reason for that is, for one, I like whiteboards. I think they're fantastic tools. You can pretty much put anything down there and it will basically be done at some point. I don't know how it happens. It's just magic. But for this video, there's 3 points that we really have to cover. Recently, there's some things about the game that I'm trying to fix, and I'm going to use this video to, let's go ahead and fix them. So the 3 main points we want to get to, right? So 1, 2, 3. All right, we have to cover, let's make sure you can actually listen to me. Upside down driving. We like to defy physics here with this game. You know, it's an acrobatic car, so we gotta have the upside down driving. Without the upside down driving, like, where is the fun in things? You know, like, you in a everyday normal life, everybody goes upside down. Naturally, we have to put that in the game, right? And it's already in there, but it's kind of broken, so we gotta go back and fix it. Secondly, we gotta get that miles per hour HUD. And yes, miles per hour, because I live in the freedom of US of America, and we believe in the miles per hour. Who knows what a meter is? Who made that term? Like, that makes no sense. We might see that later, but for now, it's a magic number. We don't really know what that means. And the third thing we have to get going is improved, you guessed it, acceleration. So lately, I just haven't really liked the, I can't spell it, that's fine. It's fine. You can barely even read it. I got chicken scratch. Improved acceleration. Recently, it's been kind of a, I don't know. It hasn't catch my drift. All right. Anyways, let's back on topic. We're gonna get these 3 things done today, right? We put them on the board. That means we're gonna get done. Maybe not today. I don't know. In the course of next week, probably. I got work. You know, people got things to do. Anyways, let's get started. Apparently, there's this guy named Isaac Newton that hails from this place known as Europe. Some weird magical land sounding place. And this guy blows. If he didn't discover gravity, we wouldn't be having this issue we see right here. The expected behavior that I'm expecting is that the car is supposed to fall down when the user stops moving. Though, I guess I can give that apple-loving Fancy Pants some credit. He did say that things in motion should stay in motion, which I kind of agree with, since while the gamer is accelerating, the car that we see here needs to try to stick to the surface. Right off the bat, we can see that the resolution here is complete garbage. I can barely read this. I'm sure you can't. But essentially what I'm doing here is that I'm looking at the problem maker here, which is the stabilize suspension and stabilize function. These are really old utility code that I was kind of adding to make the car do what I expect it to do, but you know, as we know, it's not doing what we expect it to do, where it's supposed to fall off whenever the user stops going forward. Either way, this code is garbage, this look is garbage. Let's fix this right up. Okay, so blueprints, we should use them. It's actually useful, and also organization. So the main class of the C++, what it's called is the car, rightly so, because it's the car. So we're gonna create a quick blueprint for it right here inside of the car folder called bp_the car. And if we open this right up, check it out. We got the car right there. One huge issue that you can see very fast here is on the left side. Everything is inside C++, which is not a good time. I don't know what I was thinking. I honestly just did not know how to use the engine. Yeah, look at all these particles. We got to change all this to be inside a blueprint. Man, this is hurting. Oh god. And we got more problems. So our player starts where we spawn the car is all, again, C++. So we want to spawn blueprints. We got to change it over to blueprints. So let's change the blueprints. So far, so good. Pretty easy. Let's try it out. Right. There we go. And spawning blueprints. All right, nice. Okay, so we can go back to our original thing, not driving, but changing all the C++ stuff inherited over to blueprints. So we got all these little components here, and it doesn't look too bad just yet, right? But hold on, let's try to step into this function really fast right here and check it out. And we got all of these. Okay, so let's move these over. Let's go. And they're moved over. Okay, so all that green stuff is everything commented out. We got all the assets out of the way. They are fully into blueprint. So let's try it out. Start. Cool, we're spawning. We're good. So far, so good. All right, let's try moving. Crap. It's not moving. Okay, more issues. Let's see what's going on. Found it. Car movement component. Gotta connect to the blueprints. All right, let's test it. Alakazam. And it works. Just like Newton, you figure out some black magic, sprinkle it here and there, and things work. Easy. With that, we have the first step done. Now we can finally drive upside down with the intended behavior. Although we did get sidetracked a bit with the logic cleanup, but as with all things in life, leave no stone unturned, as you might be able to take down some birds, or something like that. Next up on the list, speeding in a school zone going 30 over. So to do this, we gotta figure out how fast we're going, which we're gonna need some kind of text in our view. At the moment, we're ignorant to our lawlessness. And similar to a young mammalian male's first time, we're done. We can see that MPH text on the bottom right. We'll worry about the art later. Now, onto task number 3, acceleration. Previously, I've set it so that you can only brake past a certain speed limit with boosts, but I've recently changed my mind. Feature creep, I know. So instead, I wanted to make it feel closer to something like Trackmania, where if you drive well, you can slowly keep increasing your speed to absolute insanity. To get a good feel for the acceleration, we're going to need consistent data. For that, let's set up some straight lines and spawning locations that will allow us to speed at the same rate every time. These straight lines will have standardized lengths that go from 50 meters up to 5,000 meters. We'll also set up a few special key bindings that teleports the car to a specific position of each track. With the bindings, we can go back to the same starting point and help us gather speed information. I was considering making custom triggers to log proper numbers on timing, but nobody got time for that, so I'm just gonna feel it out. I dined it, I touched it, I felt it, we're in it. I think we got some good numbers on this here boy right there. Look at him go, rising up to expectations and all that. This is kind of like when the Wright brothers got the numbers right to fly in a straight line. I'm proud.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Surprise, surprise! We ran into a little bit of an issue. The acceleration feels good, but when we try boosting, it is way too fast. We're hitting speeds of up to 4 times faster than without the boost within the same distance. It sounds kind of awesome, but it kind of makes the game unplayable. We want to keep the feeling we currently have when we're flying in the air, but at the same time, we also have to make the ground feel somewhat sane too.
Several days later.
And there we go. I think I finally have some good numbers for both the boost and the driving, so check it out, right? We have the normal boost there, and if we speed up all the way up to 500 miles per hour, which is MPH, and this is America, we should get this guy. There it is. And then if we jump, oh, we get an even faster one, and then we just take off, you know, taking a flight like a runaway. Pretty cool, right? We'll fix that later. But and then the next one, we also have a slower version of the boost that's a little bit more fun. So we get off of this guy. As soon as we get off the platform, we do get the other flight. And yeah, we do get one that's in the air. So technically we could still fly properly, and the boosts aren't so crazy until you start getting to the really fast speeds, which we might reduce later, but honestly for now, I think it's going pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Of course, there are other things we gotta fix, but at least for the braking, going forward, and boosting, and all that fun stuff, I think we're good. Yeah, check it out. So that's the in the air, on the ground, in the air, on the ground. Yeah, so it's doing exactly what I expected to do. That's pretty good. And I don't think we'll be having a lot of maps that will go in a straight line, and we do have to set a boost meter, and that will end this. But I think we're moving forward with this. All right, let's get it. All right, here it is. The final numbers after feeling everything out. So this is the car, as I'm calling it over here. You can ignore these parts over here. The numbers we want to look at are really the car movement and boost properties. But check it out, right? These are some kind of weird numbers. The units are kind of like mass times velocity per time, which doesn't really mean much here, when it says acceleration. But just hear me out. All right, he's gonna be speeding. He ain't stopped for no one with these damn numbers. Like, they feel pretty good, at least to me so far. All right, he's going pretty fast forward, backwards a little slower, but you know, that's to be expected. But he brakes pretty damn good. And of course, with the boost, I don't know if you can pick it up from the gameplay. I haven't really talked about it much, but there are 4 different states of the boost, which is transonic, hypersonic, plasmasonic, and subluminal, which, by the way, is the name of the game. But so far, to me, it feels pretty good, and I think you get the idea. So I'm not 100% sure this will be the final numbers, and maybe it'll change in launch, but for now, it feels pretty good, and I think it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, I'm gonna say this is good. All right, let's move on. And with that, we're finally able to defy physics more, or less. Defy physics more or less. Then with the speedometer set up in the HUD, we can now know how fast we're going past this construction zone or school zone. Because if I'm going to be told how fast I can or can't go, I want to know at least how hard I'm going to be breaking that law. Because man, this is the land of the free. Why are you telling me what I can and can't do? Anyways, past that, with these few features actually done, we are closer to getting this car gameplay ready. We are missing a few more things though. Whenever we turn, the car sometimes spazzes out, or not sometimes, like every time, like it just rolls out of place. So we got to go fix that. Right now, real cars in the real world, and they have this thing called a roll bar, which we're going to try to implement. Hopefully the engine supports it. I don't think it does, and if it doesn't, that's fine. We'll just implement it ourselves. That should be fine. And then even just turning itself. Right now, it turns a little too hard. We want to make it go just a little bit nicer and make it feel more organic, make it feel like we're more in control. Just overall better experience for the person itself. And boosting. We do have boosts, but we have no way of knowing how much boost we do have left. So we got to put some logic in there, you know, add some stuff to the speedometer, like a boost speedometer, as you may. As well as adding some logic to regenerate that boost. Right now, there's no real logic to make it happen. So we'll make it happen as we do. As we do when we program things. And lastly, drifting. Man, I gotta make it feel like Tokyo Drift when they're like, up a garage. Man, I want to do donuts everywhere. So it's freaking awesome. So we're gonna definitely be doing crap like that. So that'll be all in the next video. It'll be a good time. We'll do the same thing that we did here, and we'll get it all ready. A lot of work still, but May 2023, it's happening. All right, so back to work.